Hello and welcome back. We are beginning a new series on leadership and people management for entrepreneurs and managers. So if you are an entrepreneur, a HR professional, a team leader in your organization, a supervisor, or an aspiring manager or already a manager in any organization, then you are going to find this series really interesting, because in this series we are going to examine the main subject that makes organizations to function effectively and efficiently. And what better way to begin a series like this but to first look at the difference between leadership and management. So in this video particularly, we are going to be looking at the difference between these two concepts. Now, there are going to be 9 others that will follow. So this series has 10 different videos. Again, if you've not subscribed to our channel, I will encourage you to do so. So let's get right into it. If you've been to places, you've been to organizations, you are going to realize a common trend that is not difficult to find. You are going to realize that sometimes the people at the helms of affairs do not wield so much influence over the people in that organization or in that space as much as some nameless or faceless people would. If you go to an organization where the leader is not so much of a leader, there will always be a leader, because the position of a leader will not always be vacant at all time. Where there is no leader, a leader will emerge. So you can go to an association, you can say that there is a chairman. However, there is someone, maybe just a member or part of the executives, who influences the behavior of everybody. For the manager to be effective, must get the support of that particular leader. That person is by position not the leader, but by influence, he is the leader. In a corporate setting, we have to develop this into a proper perspective so that there will be a clear direction, and then the development capacity building also becomes easy, which is why we are going to have a conversation around leadership and management and what exactly is the existing difference between the two concepts. It is important that we do so because as an entrepreneur, as your business grows, it becomes important for you to become both a manager and a leader. In many cases, the two doesn't happen. Some entrepreneurs become leaders and they find it difficult to manage. Some become managers and they find it very difficult to lead. In proper organizations, if you are a manager, the proprietor is far away from the business. Again, there is every tendency for the manager to strictly become a manager without any element of leadership. However, the absence of leadership or the absence of management is endemic to the development and to the growth and to the scaling of any enterprise. The two elements must always be present. There must always be management and there must always be leadership for that business or for that organization or for that enterprise to thrive. Management is the process of planning, organizing, directing, and controlling resources to achieve organizational goals. While leadership is the ability to influence, inspire, and guide people towards the achievement of a common goal. So, while a leader focuses on people, a manager focuses on processes. Secondly, a leader focuses on vision, while a manager focuses on structure. Thirdly, while a leader focuses on influence, a manager focuses on planning. Fourthly, while a leader focuses on change, a manager focuses on coordination. Then lastly, while a leader focuses on motivation, a manager focuses on coordination. Now, all of these terminologies that I've used here sometimes are used interchangeably. However, they do not, in the structural design of an enterprise or of an organization, they do not refer to the same thing and they do not mean the same thing. In other spaces, you could use them interchangeably, and at other times and in other circumstances, they could be used interchangeably, but again, they do not mean the same thing. And the difference between the reality of these terminologies is the reason why many organizations struggle. For instance, you can find an organization that have an effective management or an effective manager in place. He ensures everything is done properly and that timelines are met. However, you are going to realize that the staff are not happy. The staff are not motivated. They are getting the job done, but the morale is low. And then if you have an organization where there is a strong leadership but poor management, you are going to realize that while the people are well motivated and the people are happy to go to work every day and they are not so excited about leaving work, you are going to realize that when it comes to performance, when it comes to execution, the organization is going to start lacking behind. So the question you might want to ask and might want to answer is it possible to have one person as the manager and as the leader? Can a manager be a leader and can a leader be a manager? Absolutely yes, because management and leadership is a skill. We are quite aware there are people who are born with natural traits of being a manager and there are people who are born with natural traits of being a leader. However, the skills itself is something that can be learned. It's something that you can learn and master. So don't forget, people may obey a manager because he has the authority over them and because of the fear of sanctions. However, that fear itself is the reason why organizations that lack leadership will not do quite well. So you can be a manager and you can be a leader. Both can be acquired through learning, experience, and consistent practice. Thank you very much for watching this video. Drop your thoughts in the comment section and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel.